Hey YouTube, it's the Metal Fab Motorhead here, and I am showing you my new pulling vehicle. We decided that we were going to step up our game from just having a mini rod and add a modified to our fleet. This video is going to be going over basically the beginning of getting the tractor, and then we are going to go basically show how we unloaded it here, cleaned out our garage, and then an overview on this vehicle. So I hope you guys watch and enjoy. Off to get the mod. Oh yeah, we got the fractured prune donuts. Hot and ready.
Gotta get ready to plow one.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good day. So my new tractor is back here at the house. This is going to be a whole process to get it up here because our driveway is very steep. You can't really see that on camera, but yeah, it is it's definitely a big angle. So we'll show you how we do that here. So we got quite the haul here. We got parts for making this thing 3 engines and parts for making it 1 engine. We got the gearbox here, 1 bell housing, 2 bell housings, clutch, just a bunch of odds and ends parts. So yeah, pretty good stuff to make this thing a runner. As you can see, it is 9 o'clock at night, and the modified is still sitting outside. We've got a lot of stuff to do tonight. It's going to be a pretty late night, but I'm going to see if I can't set you guys up, do a time lapse and see what we do here. See what we can't organize, see what we can't get in here, because it's supposed to pour rain all day tomorrow. We put the Jeep over at the farm, and we did do a little bit of prep work, but there's still plenty of stuff to do. Plan is to move the Model T in front of the half track, and then move all the small stuff around so we can't push this thing in, and then I don't know, we'll see how it fits. So anyway, I'll show you guys that. So we were kind of racing a storm, and so you can see we got it in here. We don't really have any usable workspace at the moment, but like I said, she's in here in the dry, and come the next sunny weekend, we're gonna be pulling this thing out, doing a lot of cleaning and reorganizing, and yeah, we're gonna probably turn it around and start working on it. So until then, I figured that it would be a little bit until we work on this tractor, so I thought I'd give you guys a tour on this big beast. So starting at the rear of the tractor, you can see it has got some gigantic tires. They are Firestone Puller 2000 tires, and the tire wheel size on this thing is 30.5 L by 32. So these things are big. They are like, I don't know, they're at my eye level, and I'm 6'2" tall. So to turn these big tires, you got to have a specialty rear. This rear is a Rockwell SQHD rear, It has got on the outside, as you can see, basically in the inside of that wheel is the red Caterpillar planetary outdrives. In order to steer this tractor while it's up in the air, basically the front is doing a wheelie, you got these big disc brakes. These disc brakes are about 2.5 feet in diameter, and they have these gigantic calipers down here at the bottom to stop and steer this thing. Every single pulling tractor has to have a kill switch with a reverse light, and it has to have a adjustable drawbar. It's also got these big wheelie bar skids on the back, and yeah, it's also got, you can see the fenders in the back of the roll cage here. Nothing too crazy, but it's pretty neat. So up here at the top of the tractor is the NTPA certified roll cage. So basically, if this big machine were to flip over, this would protect you from getting crushed. To the side here are the big fenders that cover those gigantic tires. And then it's got here your basically seating platform. And then out here are your individual brakes. So it's got a seat, a racing seat with a 5-point harness to keep you tight in there. I might put in head pads just because these things tend to get a little wild when they're running. And yeah, it's got a steering column, alcohol shutoffs and switches. And then down here is your reverser. So basically right now it would be in forward. This is neutral. And then this is reverse all the way up forward. So, and then it's got a transmission brake to basically prevent the transmission from binding, and it lets you go into your gear. So this tractor's got individual brakes, one for the right and one for the left. And then your throttle is up here, which is a hand throttle. They call it a dead man style hand throttle. And that would have controlled your big 3 Chevrolet blower motors. Looking down the barrel of this tractor, you can see this frame is very long. The tractor spans about 17 feet long, and it pretty much dwarfs our little Model T over here. It is, like I said, quite a big machine. It's got very large tires on it, and it definitely is a big thing to move around. So as I said before, it's got a spot for 3 engines, and those 3 engines are fed into this rear. As you can see here, there are 2 levels of engines. There is your 2 engines up front here, as you can see by these tabs there and there. Your front motor, which basically the crank from that motor goes into the crank from the secondary motor here to here. There's a drive shaft which goes to this hole in the motor mount and then goes back to this spline. Up here is your second level of engine, which basically is held up with this front engine plate, and that goes into this gearbox. So your lower motors have a bell housing and a clutch, and then your upper motor has a bell housing and a clutch. So those 2 gear trains are separated from clutches and basically can spin separately so that there is a reduction in binding between these 2 sets and levels of motors. As you saw previously, there was a pile of parts. We got basically the parts to run 1, 2, or 3 engines. Our budget really only allows for 1 engine as of right now, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to put a SCS quick change gearbox into this thing, and basically it's going to run from this front motor mounts back all the way to this rear, and it's going to have a gearbox to reduce the ratios. So, all in all, I'm very happy with my purchase. It was pretty cool because I've been looking for a big mod like this for a long time. I have really been looking around Facebook Marketplace, tractor pulling groups, asking people, at the pools, and, I finally found the right one. I looked at one in Wisconsin, I looked at one out near Pittsburgh, talked to some guys from the Midwest about tractors, of this magnitude, and ended up being, the one was right in our backyard, basically 40 minutes away. So, like I said, I'm very excited. Our plans are to run a single engine as of right now, and maybe down the line as the funds grow, we will put a secondary engine on the thing. Yeah, like I said, I am hoping to get this thing together for this season, and we're hoping to get the wheels turning on a new motor. We're hoping to get the, clutch. We're hoping to get a new bell housing, a couple other parts, here and there. It all adds up, but, me and my dad like to do it together. We really enjoy our time with our friends, and just, it's what we do. So, for right now, this is this tractor. I'm Metal Fat Motorhead, and yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video for some more tractor pulling, machining, and welding.